Next, we're going to talk about simple interest. There are actually a few different types of interest: simple interest, compound interest, and continuously compounded interest. We're going to look at all three of these, but today we're going to start with simple interest because it's the easiest to deal with. The formula for simple interest is given by I equals PRT. In this case, I is the amount of interest, which is money that you earn for investing something, or money that you have to pay if you take out a loan or borrow. So I is interest, P is principal, which is the original amount of money that you've invested or the original amount of money that you've borrowed. R is the rate, the interest rate. This is usually given as a percentage. And then T is the amount of time. Often this is calculated in years, though we may see examples where this is calculated in different ways. So this is the formula that represents the relationship between the interest, the principal that was invested, the rate, and the time. And I just want to go through a few basic problems so that we can get comfortable with this. In the next lesson, we're going to be focusing on compound interest, which is a little bit more important for a couple of reasons. First, compound interest is the most common type of interest that you'll experience with banks and loans and things like that. But also, compound interest is an exponential function. So this lines up with what we've been studying. But the reason we're going to start with simple interest is because it's usually easier to start with a simple example and then move on to relationships that are a little bit more complex. So let's take a look at a few problems. Calculate the interest you would earn if you invested $800 at 3% simple interest for 2 years. To calculate the interest, we have to multiply the principal times the rate times the time. In this case, the principal is $800. The rate is 3%, which we have to express as a decimal. That's 0.03. We always move the decimal point 2 places to convert from a percent to a decimal. And then the time we're told is 2 years. So to calculate the interest, we have to multiply 800 times 0.03 times 2, and we end up getting 48. So you would earn $48 in interest on that investment after 2 years. Let's look at another problem. How much would you need to invest at 8% simple interest to earn $120 in interest after 3 years? In this case, they're asking us how much we would need to invest, so they're asking us to find the principal. We're given the interest that we need. It's $120, so we can substitute that in. We don't know the principal, so I'll leave that as P. The rate is 8%, which is 0.08 as a decimal, and the time is 3 years. So we need to solve this equation for P. We can multiply 0.08 times 3, and that gives us 0.24. So this becomes 120 equals 0.24p. And to get p alone, we can divide both sides by 0.24. And when we do that, we end up with 500 equals p. So the amount of money we would have to invest to earn the given amount of interest is $500. We can also look at other problems where we need to figure out what interest rate or how much time it would take to earn a certain amount in interest, and that's exactly what we'll do in the example problems linked below.